Hello and welcome to today's lesson on the order of operations, lesson 1.2. Order of operations should be a review for you. One of those topics that we can't do mathematics without knowing the order of operations, and you should have been learning about since third grade, so many of this should be very familiar to you. The only thing that changes is the type of problems and the complexity of the problems that we're doing. And here in algebra, they can be quite complex. So we'll take a look at a few of those today and really dive in and talk about some different mathematics today. So when thinking about the order of operations, a mnemonic device that many people use to remember them is "Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally," with each of the first letters of those words being PEMDAS, standing for something in mathematics that we use to order or group or think about mathematics. So we have P for parentheses, or our grouping symbols. We might see parentheses in parentheses, brackets, braces, and such. Exponents. So we have 3 squared. The 2 there is the exponent. We have 2 plus 3 to the 4th power, and we have x squared. Those are all the powers there. Multiplication and division. You see they're grouped together here because we do those together from left to right. So it doesn't really say that multiplication comes first. These really should be next to each other because it's multiplication and division from left to right. So I have 2 times 3. Another way we see it is a number just outside of parenthesis, 4 times 5, 10 times x when they're just next to each other, 6 divided by 3, or 18 over 9 are different ways that we might see things written. Excuse me. Also, the same thing holds true for addition and subtraction. Those are done together from left to right. And we're going to look at a few problems where the subtraction comes first, and we're going to need to make sure that we follow that in that order. So 2 plus 3 times 6 minus, I'm sorry, 6 minus 3. If I was to combine these into one problem here, and let's say I put a plus sign here, and let me throw in a 4 minus here. If I was going to do this, the order of operations, some might want to do the 2 plus the 3 first, and then plus 6, and then do 4 minus and 6 minus, but that's not how we do it. We just go from left to right. 4 minus 2 is 2 plus 3 plus 6 minus 3. Get this out of the way. So if I'm just simplifying, now I do 2 plus 3 is 5, plus 6 minus 3, 11 minus 3 is 8. So this type of problem, 4 minus 2 plus 3 plus 6 minus 3, would be answer 8. Alright, let's take a look here at some problems. I'm just going to keep my order of operations listed here on the right, and I can actually drag those and bring those in if I want to kind of help us go through the steps. So as I start here with example number 1, parentheses, yes, so let's do that part of the problem first here. So I'm just going to rewrite everything else as I'm working. As you become proficient in these, you can kind of skip some of these steps and combine them, just knowing the order of operations as you go. So 2 plus 1 is 3. Do I have any exponents? No. Multiplication and division? Yes. So 8 times 3 is 24. I still have a minus. 4 times 3 is 12. And 24 minus 12 is 12. So my answer is 12. If I was going to kind of label my steps here, step 1 is parentheses, step 2 was the multiplication, and step 3 was the subtraction. Kind of the order that I did my steps in there. Taking a look at example 2. This bar here is a division bar, but that's really telling me that I have some work to do on the top. I'm going to do everything on top, I'm going to do everything on bottom, and then I'm going to do that division bar. So I really need to work in these parentheses first, and then in these parentheses. So looking at the top, do I have any parentheses? No. Do I have exponents? Yes, I have an exponent right here. So I'm just going to kind of rewrite the top there as 6 plus 2 times 9 minus, well, 3 squared, remember, is 3 times 3, because it's 3, this many 3's, so 3 times 3 is 9, divided by 3, and I have that all over 3 still here at the bottom. See, I just kind of drop those parentheses. If I think about it in that way, that I have the top and then I have the bottom, I'm not going to need to include those parentheses. So any more exponents? No. So now I'm moving on to multiplication and division from left to right. I've got some multiplication here. I've got some division over here. So let's continue working. So I have 6 plus 2 times 9 is 18, minus 9 divided by 3 is 3, and I still have that all over 3. As I'm looking at my next step, addition and subtraction from left to right. So let's add and subtract from left to right. 6 plus 18 would be 24, minus 3 over 3, and 24 minus 3 is 21, and 21 divided by 3 is 7. So my answer is 7. And once again, just to kind of remember the steps, in step number 1, I did exponents. In the next step, I did the multiplication and division. And in the last step, I did my addition and subtraction together. And then once again, I kind of did division last, but that was only because I treat this as a grouping symbol on the top and a grouping symbol on the bottom. So I get my answer as 7. All right. Because this is a review, I'm sorry that beginning part was very quick. We're going to have some questions here for you to work on. So if you could please pause the recording at this time, work on these problems. We'll come back and talk about these individually. Alright, so let's take a look at the first one here. So I'm going to jump to where I have kind of some more room to work. So if I'm looking at problem number 1, I'm going to go through and solve this. So I'm just going to kind of work through the problem here. Thinking about my order of operations. Parentheses, no. Exponents, yes. So everything stays the same except the exponent. And 3 squared is 9. Multiplication and division, yes, I have some division here. So 7 minus 4 divided by 2 is 2. Adding and subtracting. Now, I don't want to make the mistake of doing 2 plus 9 before I do 7 minus 2. I'm working together. These are together from left to right. So 7 minus 2 is 5, plus 9. My answer is 14. Okay, it's very important I do not do that. A common mistake, a common answer people would have gotten here would have been the 2 plus the 9 would have been 11. 7 minus 11 would have been negative 4. The correct answer is a positive 14. Excuse me. Let's take a look at number 2. I have 10 times 5 plus 3 times the quantity 4 minus 1. So parentheses, yes, I have some parentheses. So I'm going to do that work first. So I have 10 times 5 plus 3 times, well, what's in the parenthesis? 4 minus 1 is 3. Exponents, no. Multiplication and division together. Just like I'm going to do addition and subtraction together. Yes, I have some multiplication here. So 10 times 5 is 50. 3 outside of a parentheses like this is multiplication. So 3 times 3 is 9. And 50 plus 9 is 59. So my answer to this problem is 59, my simplified expression. Okay, let's take a look at number 3 now. And once again, if I'm going too fast, you can always stop and work out the problems on your own if you haven't had a chance to. So parentheses, no. Do I have any exponents? No. So I'm going to go into multiplication and division together from left to right. So I have 5 plus 3 times 8 is 24, minus 4 divided by 2 is 2. I'm going to do my addition and subtraction from left to right. 5 plus 24 is 29, minus 2 is 27. Alright, Here are 3 more problems. If you could please pause the recording at this time and take a look at those. Excuse me. We'll come back momentarily. Alright, let's take a look here at number 4. So once again, I have this kind of the numerator, the top part, and the denominator. I'm going to work these, work all the top out, work all the bottom out, and then do my division bar, use my division symbol here in the center. So do I have parentheses? No. Do I have any exponents? Yes, I have some exponents. So I'm going to do what's on top first. So 20 plus, well, 4 squared is 4 times 4, which is 16. And I still have 3 times 4 on the bottom. It's a time sign. Do I have any multiplication and division? Well, I do on the bottom. I'm still working on the bottom and the top here, so I can kind of jump between them. I could finish off the top and just say that 20 plus 16, you can move sideways, is 36. And 3 times 4 is 12. 36 divided by 12 is 3. So I have an answer of 3. Okay, let's take a look at number 5 now. 3 times 9 minus 5 times the quantity 3 plus 1 minus 6. So let's start by looking at the parentheses. Yes, I have parentheses, so I'm going to just kind of 3 times 9. So what do I do first within this parenthesis? I have the 3 plus 6 minus 1, so I'm just doing addition and subtraction from left to right, so I'm following my order of operations in the parentheses. So 3 plus 6 is 9, minus 1 would be 8. Kind of say it out loud. 3 plus 6 is 9, minus 1 is 8. And now, do I have any exponents? No, so I'm doing multiplication and division from left to right. 3 times 9 is 27. 5 times 8 is 40. 27 minus 40 is going to give me a negative. In fact, it's a negative 13. So my simplified answer here is negative 13. And let's take a look at our last one here, number 6. We have 5 times the quantity 7 minus the quantity 2 plus 1 minus 3 squared. So I'm working with the parentheses first, but I have parentheses within parentheses, so I'm going to do this very inside one first. 2 plus 1 is 3. I could leave this in parentheses or I can drop it. Because it's just a number by itself, I don't need the parenthesis there. So I'm still working in this parenthesis now. And 7 minus 3 is 4. Because this is multiplication, I'm going to leave it. I could rewrite it as 5 times 4. I know that's going to be multiplication. So I'm done with parentheses. Do I have any exponents? Yes, I have an exponent right here. So I have 5 times 4 minus 3 squared, which is 9. 5 times 4 is 20. 20 minus 9 is 11. So my answer to this problem is 11. That is it for today's lesson. If you could please make sure you'd watch the remaining videos, complete your homework assignment for this lesson, and email your teacher with any questions regarding this lesson. It would be greatly appreciated before completing your homework quiz. Thank you.